Hi everybody. Well, it's more fun and games. Today I want to check off a few things. I want to get the bathroom all together, or the toilet room. And the first step is doing a pocket door. And what I'm going to use is, it's not like it's got to stand up to a lot of battering, but I'm using this 5mm thick thing. So one of these is going to be the door, and one is going to be the wall where the pocket door slides in. So to make some runners for it, I had some pieces of this tongue and groove around, but nothing long enough. So I ripped a piece of scrap long, and then I ran it through the table saw a few times to make this groove. So you got a groove. It's really wide, which is fine, because as you can see, it fits over this a little loose. We don't want it to bind up. We want the door to slide, and we can always put a little bit of a wax down in there or whatever. So I'm going to cut this to length. This will be the bottom runner, goes all the way to the back. This one is a little tighter, but that's fine. That's going to be the top one that it slides in, and this scrap piece here will be, I'll cut it up in a couple pieces and make that as a stop. Because the wall itself is 20 inches, I think, and the doorway is 18. So I made, so one of these pieces is 20 inches, so it'll be equal with the door, or the doorway, and I'm going to make it so that the door sticks out just a little bit, about an inch, inch and a half, enough to put a knob to grab to slide it. I mean, this is not a locking pocket door by any means. It's just a privacy door for the toilet room. So I've got to cut that to length and cut the runners to length and install all that, and then actually build the box for the composting toilet. I'll show you what we got here. This side is going to be a bin for the material. I think it's a little deep, but that's how deep she wants it. So we're going to use this bucket as the actual receptacle. Most people use like a round bucket. I've got mine is a Rubbermaid tub that is probably 3 times that size. It's a big one, and let's see, last time I emptied that was September, 3 months ago. So, and it's, it can go another month or so if I want. But at this point, I look for opportunities to dump the box. The bigger containers, why not? The box is square, why not have a square container? So, all right, I'm gonna get this cut, and then we'll get the runners installed and put this door together. I'm thinking I might want to put something along the edge of the door as a stiffener. So let me see what I can find. So because this door is really flimsy, what I'm going to do is I took some of the scrap pieces, ripped them down to 1 inch, and I'm going to glue one on this side, one on the other side, and do that on both edges of the door. And we'll see if that doesn't stiffen it up enough, I may put a couple of pieces across, give it a barn door-y kind of look. And remember I said that you can never own enough clamps? These are all the clamps that I have. At some point 2 of those broke. I'm missing one of those someplace on the bus, but I'm gonna make do with what I got here, glue this all up and let it dry. So let me do that. I mean, you pretty much all have seen how to squirt glue on, spread it out. So we'll get to that. Now on big joints, I just put a bead down and of glue and just leave it at that. But on these thin pieces of wood, I'd rather spread it out so you don't have as much, you don't have big bubbles where it squirts out all over the place. And this particular wood, it's just sort of a, I don't know, some places call it Luan, some call it just underlayment. I'm not sure what they call it down here. I forget. But a lot of people, they'll grab a brush, brush the glue out that way. I figure, hey, I got 10 of these things. I'll just use these. All right, so there's the two different sides, and I want them to match up. And I could make it contrasting, but let's just do this because chances are she's going to paint it anyway. And try to get this lined up as well as possible. I'm going to get it nice along the edge. Throw a couple more clamps in here. Okay, as you can see, it's clamped pretty good. Got a little bit of the glue sticking out, and the edges are pretty good, but this door is actually a little wider than it has to be. So what I'm going to do is, once the glue is set up on both sides, probably tomorrow, is I'll set the table saw up to just skim right along the edge, and that'll even up this and that. So you know, I only got 4 clamps left, and I used all the little ones over here. I'm gonna let this set up, and then we'll do the other side. And then I'm gonna put a piece on both sides along the top and bottom, and this, the long one should stiffen it up this way, should make it pretty decent. I let this dry overnight, and it seems to be pretty good. It's a way stiffer, good enough for a door, but it is a little ragged along the edges, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, I set this table saw up to just a hair under 20 inches, and I'm going to run it through, and then I'm going to readjust the saw just a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch smaller, and run it through again. The doorway is 18 inches, that's 20. I did it that way on purpose. So let me we'll get this running through and smooth the edges out. And there you go, nice smooth edges. I'll take sandpaper and just round off the just break the edges a little bit, and we'll get installing. Okay, I've got this installed. It's a little too crowded and dark in there to film, but I put a track across the top. That's just a scrap piece of the tongue and groove we did on the ceiling, and I did another track on the bottom. Yes, it could possibly be a trip hazard, but you got to have the tracks on both sides. And I need to, I'm going to put a piece across here to hide this, decide how decorative I want to get on that. And then we're going to put a knob here to be used as a pull, because if I pull it up here, it rocks. If I pull it down here, it slides. So, and then inside I got a couple of stop blocks so I can't go back too far and get lost in it. And then we're going to put this panel up over the top of that, and so this pocket door will be done. And I hope that gives you an idea of a basic pocket door. I mean, they make the trolley systems, you can make these things with locks, you can do all kinds of stuff. You go into some really old mansions that I've been to, and they've got the pocket doors to close off bigger rooms from smaller rooms or whatever, and those are in the walls, a little bit more complicated than this. This is a basic pocket door into the toilet area. I'm not going to show you the whole building of the toilet area, because basically it's a box down here with a seat on it. there's going to be a bin here, so this is going to get mounted 6 inches out, and there you go. I'll show you the finished product, but so be right back. All right, you come in the back door, you got the toilet room is right here, and I've got it all, the boxes done. I'm not doing the tops yet because I don't want to cut up a full 4x8 sheet when I know of 3/4 inch, which I know coming down the line for some of the stuff that's up there, I'm going to have scrap pieces that are more than big enough to do this. But so there we go, got the bin. I got enough room around it so that I can plumb in a urine diverter up through here, and then this is a huge thing for the the material to dump in into the toilet. There's enough room to get this thing in and out. So, and then of course a sliding door for privacy. And I'll probably put I gotta put a little trim up here, little trim things along the way, but that's down the line. All right, so there's most of the bathroom. There's some finished work. Obviously, it's got to be done. There's something I'm going to do with that wall, but that's the main thing for the tub. So with that, I'm going to move on to the next project. I'll see you in the next next video. Remember, this is not necessarily how-to. This is how I'm doing it, and see, all right. See you later, YouTube.